Hey, it's Niki, and today on Girl Talks Geek, we're chatting about NBC's newest series, Emerald City. So Emerald City is a modern take on The Wizard of Oz. It just premiered on the 6th. It was 2 hours, but it will regularly be a 1-hour show on Friday nights. And today we're gonna dive into that episode 1. So my initial thoughts for episode 1 are, well, first off, a major win with casting a Puerto Rican, Guatemalan female lead actress. That was super exciting. Good job, NBC. I love that. I wanted to root for her and watch it. Secondly, I love when the tornado came. That's so iconic of The Wizard of Oz. And I also like how it shifted gears for the show, and that's when it got dark and different and unique. Two of my favorite parts actually happened right after the tornado, the introduction of Toto, and then a wee bit later, the introduction of the Scarecrow. Lastly, I really loved the red dress for the East Witch. It was so magical and beautiful and billowing, and I was obsessed with it. Now, along with those wins, there was also some major losses for me, like the super cheesy opening. There was that stained glass rainbow, and I just felt like the show was trying so hard to remind us that we were watching The Wizard of Oz. We know, NBC, we know what we turned our TV to. Next, even though I love the red dress costume for the East Witch, I didn't like the rest of the costumes. They just didn't measure up. They felt kind of 80s prom dress gone wrong, and I was kind of bummed because after seeing that first dress, I really thought they would be on the next level. And then my last big loss is just how complex and how many moving pieces the story had right away. It was kind of hard to grasp if you weren't fully focused, and even if you're not that familiar with The Wizard of Oz, I thought you would be able to keep up with this show from the get-go. Like, they would tell a new story, but I feel like they took old elements and new elements and made a big, complicated mess of it. So because episode 1 was so crazy and had a lot of moving pieces, I want to do a quick recap / rundown for you guys so you know everything you need to for episode 2. First up, we have 4 witches, north, east, south, and west. North we're super familiar with, Glenda, she's dressed in white. Then there's West, who is named West, and she runs a brothel. Then there is the East Witch, and she is dressed in red, and she recently passed away. And lastly, Lil Pinky, is the South Witch, and she is supposed to be dead, meaning that no new witch can be born, but we were hinted throughout the show that the apothecary woman could be the South Witch, so that's gonna just be my running prediction. Next up, we have 5 main characters. We have Dorothy, Lucas, the wizard himself, and Tip and Jack. Dorothy, she's a nurse, she's 20 years old, she's from Lucas, Kansas. Lucas is our new Scarecrow, possibly from the Wizard's Guard. Then we have the wizard himself, who currently wants Dorothy dead. And Tip, who started as a boy, became a girl, and according to the internet, this girl boy could be the Princess Ozma, who is destined to rule Oz, so we'll see how that plays out. And lastly, we have Jack, who is currently Tip's friend. And I don't know how big, obviously, Jack's role will be, but it's hard to tell right now. I feel like he could be a really key player because he's so close to Tip, or he could just fall off the face of the earth. Lastly, you're going to want to know about the prophecy, the Beast Forever prophecy, which is basically just hell on earth. And the last time something like this happened, the Wizard of Oz, is how he became the Wizard of Oz. He got everything back to being normal and kosher, and that's how he rose to fame and currently holds so much power. And that's it. That is everything you need to know to dive into episode 2. I'm excited to see what's next, but if I'm honest, my prediction for the series is that it will be a total bust. I wish it wasn't so. I love a good fantasy series, but right now I'm not really hooked. I'm just intrigued to see what they do. Hopefully they'll prove me wrong. I will definitely be watching episode 2 to find out. I'm really curious to see what you guys think of this series premiere. Let me know if you're going to keep watching. Let me know what your favorite part is, favorite character. Leave it in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe for more geeky goodness. I'll see you all in the next video. I don't know, what's a PG version of show?